Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I hope that this video finds you well. The criminals are going to prison. You heard that right. We've already seen 4 Democrat judges, a Democrat mayor, and Democrat Congress representatives be indicted by the DOJ, but that's just the beginning. Joe Biden, his family, and his administration are next, while Trump is in the Middle East. All right. And everybody is focused on that. Something back home within the DOJ is happening. Trump just gave Ed Martin and his Department of Justice the go ahead to start interrogating Biden associates, Biden administration employees, and his closest aides to figure out how mentally incapable he was. What does he know or not know about the preemptive pardons where the auto pen was used, and Trump wants those overturned and everybody indicted. Do me a huge favor. As soon as you're in, smash that thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment. Where are you tuning in from? And before we continue, ladies and gentlemen, today's sponsor is Mike Lindell with his company's My Store and My Pillow. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Lindell is running for governor of Minnesota, and he is self-funded, and he's running against the huge unlimited finances Democrat machine. He needs our help. When you use promo code ANN at mystore or mypillow.com, you save a bunch of money. You get a free gift right there at the bottom. So go to my store or mypillow.com and use promo code ANN at checkout. Let's support Patriot Mike together. Let's continue. Now, here we go. Justice Department is probing Biden's last-minute auto pen pardon. Outgoing acting U.S. attorney for D.C. and now incoming pardon attorney Ed Martin said on Tuesday that the Justice Department is reviewing Joe Biden's last-minute pardons amid the growing auto pen scandal. Per CBS News, in news conference just now, outgoing U.S. Attorney for D.C. Ed Martin says Justice Department is reviewing some of the last-minute pardons issued by President Biden. Martin wouldn't comment when asked if he'd launch investigation into members of House January 6 Select Committee, but said pardons need scrutiny. This week, Ed Martin told podcast host Vince Caglianz that DOJ investigators have never seen pardons of this scope. Quote, "It looks like they could be corrupt." Let's watch this clip together, ladies and gentlemen.
We've never seen pardons of the scope, and it looks at least like something that you could be corrupt. When Bill Clinton pardoned Mark Rich, and turns out that Mark Rich had paid a boatload of money to one of Clinton's friends, lawyers, that's not corrupt. It's not criminal because the plenary power of the pardon. But in the case of Joe Biden and his pardons, they were so specific, back 14 years, covering everything you've ever done. And when I say specific, they were broad, but they had time stuff on them. It was and that least leads to questions, because the plenary power is true, but the question is what was going on here. And I did get responses from some of them, and those things are ongoing.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? It is absolutely criminal. It looks criminal. Look, if it looks criminal, it smells criminal, and it feels criminal, it's criminal, baby. Now, let's read this. Last month, the New York Times reported that Ed Martin was pursuing an inquiry into whether Joe Biden was competent to issue pardons late in his presidency. The Oversight Project recently released an analysis of Joe Biden's pardons for family members, Dr. Fauci, General Milley, J6 Sun Select Committee members, and Gerald Lundergan. Joe Biden also issued a blanket pardon for his son, crackhead Hunter, after promising not to intervene in the Justice Department's prosecution of tax and gun crimes. I genuinely believe that Joe Biden knows nothing about these pardons, because they use the auto pen. They use the auto pen, and they just gave these pardons left and right. I mean, they just went on a frenzy. But we know that Joe Biden isn't, you know, he's walking around, but up here it's empty. You know, it's like a fugazi. It's not real. Nothing's there. And I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, just like a couple months ago, I was going through my comments and people are like, oh, judges won't be indicted. We got judges being indicted. No, Democrats won't be indicted. We got Democrat Congress people indicted, mayors indicted. And I'm probably going to see in the comments under this video, oh, no one's going to be indicted. Let's wait a few months and you'll hear me say again, I told you so. This is a different Trump. This is not the Trump that we had in the first term. This Trump is not messing around. Think about it. They raided his home. They went through his wife's underwear drawers. They indicted him. They shot him in the face. They imprisoned his close allies and friends. They destroyed General Flynn's life. They imprisoned Steve Bannon and many others. This is not the Trump of the first administration. This Trump will put them all in prison. Leave me your comments. I love reading your guys' feedback. God bless you. Subscribe.